introduce our speakers. We have David Sims. David's a recent graduate of Henderson State University. Some of you probably know him. And he is working with Edward Jones, and I'll let him tell you more about how he got there and how long he's been there, what he's been doing. And then Blake Bell, he's had an Edward Jones office location here so long, I don't even remember how long it's been. And he came with David. He's going to share more information about the process and what they do and things that you might need to know as well. So I appreciate both of them being willing to come and speak to you today and share their knowledge and wisdom and advice. And that's what it's all about. We're wanting you to get as much information as you can as you're preparing for your career after college. So thank you again for being here. Thank you, David and Blake. I'll turn it over to you all.
Thank you, Lonnie. It's a pleasure to be here on a number of levels. Lonnie and I have been friends for a long time, and he is truly, you're lucky to have someone like Lonnie that's as passionate about not only the students while they're at Henderson, but what happens to you after you leave Henderson. So we can't say that about every place that we go talk, but we certainly can about Henderson and Lonnie Jackson. So thanks for having us. I also want to say that our relationship at Edward Jones with Henderson State has been a very good one. David is my partner in Arkadelphia, graduated a couple years ago from Henderson. We actually have 3 Henderson grads that were hired by Edward Jones within the last 3 years that are still here in the state of Arkansas. So we have a very good partnership, and a lot of the reason for that partnership and the reason it's been so successful is that folks like Lonnie Jackson, Dr. Campbell, different people that are here that are mentoring you guys and teaching you have your after college experience in mind when they're going through that. So they prepare you for what we are looking for, and that is someone that is craft oriented. How many of you, when you get ready to go out into the working world, are thinking about something other than a job or a career? Let me throw a word at you, and it's an old-timey word, and it's called craft. You ever heard of someone having a craft or having a trade? What does that mean to you, to have a craft? What it means to us is that you have something that you're passionate about. It's something that you can, you know, LeBron James is a basketball player, but I would venture a guess that basketball is not only his job, but it's his craft. It's probably what he spends the most of his time doing, and what he's best at in this entire world is playing basketball. Now, he has the talent to carry that out, but we have all seen people that have jobs that they're not really that proud of, or that they're not really that passionate about. So when you're looking for whatever it is you're going to do, and you may not find it first off, be thinking about, is this something that I want to make my craft? And not just, is this something that's going to pay me well? Or is this something that's going to make me look good, or going to pay for my house that I want, or going to be getting me out of 5 stoplights in a little podunk Arkadelphia? Be thinking about your craft, because those are questions that we're going to ask you at Edward Jones before you're hired. We're not going to hire you unless we have a firm belief that you want to make financial advising and working with individual investors your craft and your passion. I'm going to introduce David now. David came, he graduated in December of 2013, and he was hired at Edward Jones in January of 2014. He's going to tell you how he did that, how he prepared himself while in school for me to notice him and for us to hire him. So he's been with me for a couple of years now as an employee. He was here a year before that as an intern, and he is signing the lease on his brand new office today. So without further ado, David Sims.
Okay, so like Blake said, David Sims graduated from Henderson 2013. Stayed a little bit longer than what I should have. I would have told somebody earlier. I just want to make sure I knew everybody before I left. Here's the thing, you know, there are reasons to have the best degree out there, to know everything you can. and pretty much be the smartest person in the room. You know, rocket scientists, doctors, those people need to be pretty intelligent. But if you are looking at a job in sales, I'm not saying you can be dumb. You can't be dumb. You got to have some smarts. But you're going to be a little bit different than everybody else. Speak up. Can you hear me? Oh. But thing is, in a sales job, you have to be pretty comfortable with talking to people. Me, myself, to give you a little personal information, I was not the smartest kid in school. I wasn't the dumbest. Didn't have a 4.0, but I didn't have a 2.0 either. I did all right. But there were a couple things that I did all throughout high school and college, and at the time, I didn't know I was really doing it for anything, but that helped me get to where I was today. Because now, the percentage of people getting jobs right out of school, I mean, you hear it all the times on the news, people can't find jobs when they get out of school. They got so much student debt that they can't pay because they have no income. So today, not only for Edward Jones, but for any really job in the sales field, I'm going to share with you a couple things that I did that might help your chances out a little bit.